We decided to do a weekly video series for you all about our travels. This week we started at Whitewater Draw in McNeil, Arizona. It's a place where the sandhill cranes come and spend the winter, starting in mid-October, so we started at just the beginning of the season. During peak, they'll get up to 30,000 sandhill cranes here. Our friend Carrie and her dog Etta came and joined us for the night. You can camp for 3 free nights at Whitewater Draw. The next morning, we traveled south down to Douglas, Arizona. We were looking for a place for breakfast and ended up in the Gadsden Hotel. It's a beautiful place with these beautiful stained glass windows. It's a historical treasure that you would not know from the outside, but you come in and it's just magnificent. We had breakfast and we stopped at the little museum on the side. People like John Wayne and Pancho Villa had spent the night here at some point in time. It was a great little stop, and I'm so glad we found it. It's great to stumble into a place, but you sure don't want to stumble out of a place. This was a huge curb. After that, we went to Bisbee, Arizona, and did the Copper Queen mine tour. We've been wanting to do this for quite some time. I've learned a lot about mining in the last few months, and it was really cool to see what it would be like to be inside a mine and working. This is a great little tour. After the mine tour, Carrie headed home and we headed to Lordsburg, New Mexico, where you can camp for free at Veterans Park. We spent 2 days while I cleaned out Liesel Diesel and Tic Tac and relaxed a little bit from a very hectic couple of weeks. Yoska and Esmeralda were chill too. We had a good time and a nice, peaceful, restful 2 days in Lordsburg, New Mexico. One thing that gets me pretty excited about this new setup is I can take any road I want. So heading out of Lordsburg, we wanted to go back down south to Highway 9. And to get there, we had to go 15 miles on this gravel road in the middle of nowhere. And boy, did I love that and the ability to do so. On the motorcycle, it was hard to go off-road for any period of time, maybe a half mile to a mile tops. But now I can go anywhere I want, and boy, I'm excited to see where we can go. What a great little adventure it was, just getting back to the highway. I've been wanting to take Highway 9 in New Mexico for as long as I can remember. It just rides right along the Mexican border. So that's what we did. We went down to Highway 9 and we took it all the way across. But this day, we went to Columbus, New Mexico, and then headed north up to Rockhound State Park for a little hike before heading back down to Columbus, New Mexico to spend the night. Yes, girl. Ezzie. We're on the Rockhound State Park, New Mexico. Our friend Carrie opened up a rock and mineral shop in Patagonia, Arizona, so we wanted to stop by the Rockhound State Park to check out what was there. If you like a rock or whatever you find, you can pick it up and take it home. I'm definitely not a geologist, so I don't know much about rocks and minerals, but we found a couple little specimens that we really liked, and we really enjoyed our hike. You can camp at Rockhound State Park, but it was full, so we went back down south to Pancho State Park in Columbus, New Mexico. What a great find. They had primitive sites for $8 a night, and it had a brand new bathroom, shower facility, and a really great museum. That night, I went across the street to Borderland Cafe. It was just a short little walk and enjoyed a nice meal. Before heading out, we made sure to stop in the museum. We watched the 20-minute video that interviewed locals about when Pancho Villa came into town. It was very interesting. I had no idea that this was the location of the first U.S. Air Force base and also the first place that they used motorized vehicles. I also had no idea that Pancho Villa and 500 of his men came and invaded this little town in New Mexico. It was a great learning experience, and I'm happy that we stayed there. The campground was just a couple of miles from the Mexican border, so we headed on down. Yoska and Esmeralda hung out in Tic Tac while I crossed the border and went to the Pink Store. Everyone at the campground said at the Pink Store you have to ask for your shopping margarita, and you get a free margarita to walk around the store and look at things. So I did just that, of course. I drank about half the margarita, had to end up sitting down and eating lunch because it was quite strong. I didn't stay long, but I had a good time and headed on back to Yoska and Esmeralda. On a funny side note, at Walmart in Las Cruces, this was my cart. We took Highway 9 the rest of the way to El Paso and then headed on up to Las Cruces. After the Walmart and the craziness there, I ended up at a trailhead 11 miles outside of Las Cruces to spend the night. What beautiful views. Our spot for the night. It's quite windy today. Hopefully it'll die down a little tomorrow. This is a trailhead outside, 11 miles outside Las Cruces. And Las Cruces is that dust ball over there. Can't beat that. The wind died down this morning. It's cool. It froze overnight. It's beautiful out this morning. Doing a little hike. Just a small one. Lizzie's in her little bag here. That city there, that's Las Cruces. We headed out of Las Cruces on Highway 70 to Alamogordo. We didn't stop at White Sands. We've stopped there before on other travels. But I did stop at this roadside historical marker just for the views. I came to Alamogordo to get some work done at the library, so we spent the night at the Walmart, but had a nice little hike this morning. And there's some city views and peaks. So there's YoYo. And Miss Ezzie's riding in her bag chariot, singing as we walk. As I was waiting for the library to open, we took a short little drive over to the International Space Hall of Fame. I didn't go inside because I didn't have the time, but I did go and look at everything on the outside. And what a great little museum. After a couple hours of work, we hit the road and, of course, had to stop at the world's largest pistachio. We took Highway 70 up over the mountains as we are heading to Roswell. We will get there tomorrow. But tonight, we ended up visiting Lincoln, New Mexico, which is a state monument. Lincoln is a nice historical town, and it also has a nature walk that starts on one side of town, goes back behind the town, and then comes back in on the other side of the town. On the way back to Highway 70, YoYo and Ezzie rode together for a little bit, and we stopped at the local graveyard in Lincoln. Right off Highway 70 and the turn to Lincoln is the Billy the Kid Roadside Park, where you can spend one night. If you'd like to see more videos, please support us at patreon.com/blueroad. And don't forget to subscribe.